For those of you who are just tuning in with us as we just started the podcast,
Which is all of you.
For all of you just tuning in,
we should start this with how my week went.
Yeah, we should.
Because that's what leads up to this.
Maybe we should start this with an intro.
No.
Alright.
No, we have a pre-recorded intro. We don't need you to intro it. Welcome back.
Okay. Well, we're
to the
here.
Basement Boys podcast.
I'm in my bedroom and Zach's in an actual, real basement.
A real basement. Not like our basement. An unfinished basement.
Our basement is a basement, but we've turned it into a set, so it no longer feels like a basement. You are in a concrete basement right now.
Listen, the central air system is right over there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually sponsored by Central Air.
This is sponsored by Oxygen.
This is sponsored by all Central Air companies ever.
This is sponsored by most of the air you breathe. Not all of it, though.
This is sponsored by Oxygen. That's it.
This is sponsored by one of the oxygens in O2.
So I've fucking had a week, all right?
Okay.
Let's
talk about your week and why it has led to us doing this podcast over Skype.
This right here.
Which we were going to use Discord, but for some reason it wasn't working. Maybe Discord is down right now. That happens a lot lately. So we're using Skype, and of course Skype is trash, so you just see me in 30% of the screen and Zach in 70% of the screen.
You're welcome. This is what you asked for.
This is about the best setup we could do with Skype. We could have used Zoom, but Zach believes Zoom is a front for the Chinese government to learn information about us.
I believe Zoom is a fucking cancer on this world that doesn't deserve to exist in any statistic.
That's fair. I honestly believe a lot of the conspiracy theories about Zoom because, where did it come from? How did it get popular? And why is everyone using it now when Skype and Discord exist?
And Skype and Discord are free.
Yeah. Well, so is Zoom, but...
Zoom isn't not free, but fuck Zoom.
Zoom is free, but also fuck Zoom.
Zoom makes you pay with your soul.
But would you like to talk about why we're doing this over the internet, Zach?
So, on Tuesday, I woke up too late to make it to work in time.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go to work on Wednesday to make up for it. And on the way home from work on Wednesday, I got in a fun little car accident where the other guy was turning left across traffic, and I was driving the speed limit down the road like a normal fucking person that doesn't turn left across traffic. And he claims he didn't see me, but I don't know how. I was going downhill, he was coming uphill. And so I collided my front right bumper into his rear passenger door.
Good job.
And rear passenger
That's
tire,
a clean hit, honestly.
destroying his rear passenger tire.
Okay.
So Cheyenne shouts fucking dumbass, and I say, are you okay? And then he gets out of the car to see if we're okay, and I check on him to make sure he's all right. And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna back off you, let's get off to the side of the road so we're not in the way.
Mm-hmm.
And we call the police, we call insurance, we do all the steps. And 20 minutes in, my wrist is aching a little bit, my left wrist. And I'm like, whatever, flex it around a little bit, it'll be fine in a few hours. It'll be fine in another hour, and I won't even remember it got hurt.
Of course.
So I came home, and I went to bed after all of that, and I wake up at 8:30 or 9 p.m.,
mm-hmm.
and my hand hurts like shit. I'm convinced it's broken hurts.
Yes.
And so I came upstairs. I think I almost interrupted a phone call you were in with Abby. And then I was like, it doesn't hurt that bad. And then I decided, yes, the fuck it does hurt that bad.
Yeah, so I was on the phone with Abby, and I heard you on the hallway. And you just were standing there, and you went back downstairs. I'm like, that's kind of weird, but whatever. I kept talking to Abby. And then when our phone call was over with Abby, started playing CSGO. And I think that's when you actually, called my name from the hallway. Yeah. But I didn't hear you because I was playing CSGO with my headphones on. So at that point, you had tried to contact me twice, both of which... What are you eating?
Pizza.
Both
I'm
times.
I'm
really hungry as well.
I haven't eaten in 3 days.
I'm real hungry, and I have a ton of venison burgers waiting for me. I tried this new thing. I know we're getting off topic. We'll go back to the car accident, but the car accident, not that important. I'll be honest.
Right.
The
Okay.
least important thing to happen in the last week. No, I've been trying
Honestly.
this new burger recipe I watched on YouTube. I think it's like popular in the Midwest. I don't know. I could be wrong. Who cares? And it's where you put like a fuck ton of breadcrumbs in with the burger. So like obviously like a lot of burger recipes require breadcrumbs to keep the the meat together. But this recipe is almost like 50% meat, 50% breadcrumbs. Like it's a 50-50 split. And it apparently makes the burger very crispy, yada yada yada. I tried it recently. It's amazing. So I have about 4 more patties worth of ground venison. And I plan to make 4 more deer burgers with that. And I have a lot of breadcrumbs to go with it as well. So that's what I'm doing tonight. Though pizza does sound nice, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially, did
I
you get it from that good place?
Yes.
Oh,
I got it from that good place.
we can't say where, but one of my favorite pizza places ever is near Zach's grandparents' house, which we should probably say is where you're at right now. It's where
Yes.
you used to live before you started living with me.
I'm back. Welcome.
You went from living in your grandparents' basement to
where-
living in my basement.
Where does it always lead me? Back to here.
It always leads you back to that basement. So yeah, and when I would go visit Zach when he was living at his grandparents' basement, we'd always order pizza from this specific place, and it's so fucking good, and I am very jealous
my
right
God,
now.
it's amazing.
I'm very, very jealous.
They do DoorDash now.
Mm-hmm.
So I DoorDashed it to me because I didn't want to fucking deal with going to get it.
That's fair. But so yeah, you tried to contact me twice that night,
Yeah.
and both
and
times
when I finally got a hold of you,
I didn't hear you. Yeah.
we went to the urgent care unit, in the nearby city,
Mm-hmm.
because there were like 5 nearer to us, but they were all closed already.
Yeah, and those 5
Which pissed me off.
Those 5 urgent care centers that were closer are all just urgent care centers. The one we had to go to because it was late was a city hospital. This giant hospital with an urgent care center on like the 3rd floor. It was so obnoxious. And it was my first time going to a hospital in years. Like the last time I remembered being at a hospital is probably when my sister broke her arm and I was in 8th grade then, maybe 9th grade. So it was a weird vibe for me, even though I wasn't injured, just being at a hospital.
Well, so we went to urgent care and they did like X-rays and stuff, and they were like, "Hey, what's wrong with your arm? It could be broken because it like went backwards against the wheel in the accident." And luckily, that was the only injury that took place during the accident. I feel bad for that guy because he was driving a lease.
Oh no.
He was driving a lease.
Yeah, that sucks for that guy. But it was his fault, so
yeah,
it was his fault.
It was his fault. He was driving a lease. His insurance is gonna go through the roof after this.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave me like a brace to hold it in place,
Yeah.
and I went to work the next day because I can't afford to not go to work.
Well, also, feel like you should clarify what was actually wrong with your arm.
It was just like a sprain or a pulled ligament.
Okay. Yeah. And that's bad, sure. Like you had to go through that. But I had to sit in the waiting room of the hospital for like an hour and a half. And that was not only boring, but at one point in time, you never saw them because they joined that waiting room after you left, and they left before you returned. But there was this really cringy couple, both extremely ugly, who came in and were making out next to me for way too long.
Waiting for urgent care?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
That seems really weird. Like, hey babe, my arm might be broken, but I want to suck some face.
It was disgusting. They were nasty and I hated them. I hope, like, one of them just gets run over by a truck. So the other one has to, like, be in sorrow.
Live with that. So anyway, I went to work next day where something much, much worse happened that we're reserving to talk about on the bonus episode. So tune into the Patreon if you want to hear that entire side story of what happened to Zach this week. that made him just super sad and like full of hate.
I mean, and it's bad.
It's
I almost feel like bad reserving it for the Patreon because it's such a funny story, and
it's so bad.
But the fact that you had something worse happen
safe.
to you, it's also not safe for work.
Then a car accident and like my wrist being sprained.
Mm-hmm. You had something worse,
and then the next day something worse happened for me.
I can't believe it. It's crazy, but and I should clarify, it's gonna be the Patreon episode next week. We probably talk about that.
Yeah.
Because
apologies.
We had a Patreon episode recorded already for this week before Zach got a car accident, which kind of, by the way, Zach,
it's good.
You getting in a car accident kind of messed things up a little bit this week, but it's whatever.
Listen, I am sorry. I'm so sorry.
I could do that if I wanted to, but my mic is above me.
You'd have to stand up and like pull it closer.
Yeah.
No, so that thing that we're not talking about today happened to me at work.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Friday, I called off of work like fully because I was in a lot of pain from my wrist and that thing.
Yes.
That I didn't want to like even try to fuck with going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I called in for a personal day and just stayed home on Friday. And I was due back into work again on Sunday, but my fucking car wouldn't start on Sunday.
Oh no.
It worked fine after the accident, and it worked fine to like, it was turned off and back on so many times between the accident and like getting home that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then again that night and getting back home from urgent care, that I refuse to accept that it happened in the accident, but in my heart of hearts, I really hope it does, so insurance covers it.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's wild. And your car is just like, it's just dead now, pretty much.
Yeah, so I got it towed, and fucking, I announced to the group chats of the apartment that, hey, I left my car out back, it's gonna be towed tomorrow, and Harrison Snapchatted me the next day. He's like, hey, yo, Zach, is your car supposed to be getting towed? I'm like, yes, I mentioned that before.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had, I forget, Cheyenne had a Tuesday off. So we came over Monday night, right?
Dude, all of the days blend together for me. Because
it was Monday night because Jordan and Bailey were over.
Oh yeah, we all got drunk.
And Brian had just finished recording his podcast. Link below.
Man, you're giving me more work. You're giving me more work now. Actually, I'll do the link below thing as long as we both promise each other not to say anything stupid, because I've had to edit every episode for like the last 10 episodes because of water pipes mostly. But sometimes we'll just say something stupid that I have to edit out. Yep. I'm lazy right now. I'm feeling very lazy, very unmotivated, and it's in part because everything I've tried to get done today has not worked. This will be the first successful thing I do today.
Nice.
So I don't really want to edit this. I don't want to put the work in to edit this. So as long as we don't say anything stupid, I can just chop off the beginning, chop off the end, and that's all the editing work I need to do tonight. And I'd be more than happy to link at Brian's podcast. I can put in that effort at least.
Yeah. So, where was I?
Monday. So, yeah, car accident, work accident. So then Cheyenne accident.
And I came, Cheyenne like picked me up from work, and we came back to the apartment Monday night because I forgot some stuff, and I had to work in the afternoon on Tuesday. I'm bad with weeks. But I wanted to like spend the night there that night. Mm-hmm. And I come in and like everyone is upstairs drinking, and I'm like, you know what? I'll take part in this. I fucking need this after the week I've had. And it did make me feel a lot better.
I'm glad. I had a fun night. It was the first time I've gotten drunk in 2020. Not the first time I tried to get drunk in 2020. So I'm kind of a heavyweight for my body type. Like I'm a fairly like average to below average weight type of guy, type of person. So therefore, I should get drunk pretty easily because I have less fat in me, less meat on my bones, etc. However, I've gotten or tried to get drunk twice earlier in this year, and there was one night where I drank, like a pack of beer. However, I ate a pizza with it, so maybe that's why I didn't get drunk. There was another night, though, where I think I drank 7-8 beers and ate nothing with it, and I felt nothing. So I was kind of bummed out. But then Monday, when we were all drinking together, the boys, it was me, you, Brian, and Bailey, and Jordan. The 5 of us were drinking, and I actually did get pretty drunk off of, I think it was 7 beers, including, I forgot that I was drinking some of Brian's.
That yucky one?
Yeah, I was drinking some of Brian's stuff. 7 beers and a little bit of hard liquor, and that got me drunk. I didn't eat anything with it, thankfully. I was just having a good night, and it was a fun time. It was a very fun time. And I like I said, I said this before the podcast. I was talking to you a little bit, but I surprisingly did not have a hangover the next day, which is really nice.
Well, that's pretty good. I don't know about Brian because he was like gone.
I'm pretty sure Brian doesn't remember that night, or at least not much of it.
God, I wish he would have though. But I was like kind of like barely buzzed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
For that, like I started losing fine motor skills, and that was about it.
Well, you drank what, like 3 or 4 beers?
I had like 2 beers and 2 of the same 2 rum chata and fireballs.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised and also sad that you don't like rum chata and fireball.
I just don't like Fireball. I've never been a fan of Fireball, and it's mainly because I don't like the cinnamon taste of it.
Yeah.
So I think honestly, I used to love cinnamon, but then I did the cinnamon challenge. Not even for a video. Like I didn't even do it for content. I just did it because I was bored one day back in high school. I did it, and it was so disgusting. It was such a horrible experience that cinnamon ever since then has kind of just been something I hate and I can't enjoy anymore. So that's one of the main reasons I hate Fireball.
That's unfortunate for you because cinnamon is an excellent spice.
And I honestly wish I recorded it because I did have a pretty terrible reaction where I like spit it out and cinnamon was just flying everywhere. Like I was just bored one day and did it off recording for some reason.
Which I don't know why you would ever do that.
It was back in high school when I cared less about content. Now I'm very content oriented. I try to get content out of most of the things I do in life. For example, I want to maybe record like cooking videos moving forward. I think that would be cool.
That would be neat.
I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed drinking with us Monday because like I said, you had car accident, work accident, and then your car died. Just like 3 back-to-back things go horrible. So you enjoyed a night to just drink and you deserved, I should say. You deserved a night to just drink and relax.
Yeah. I forget. Oh yeah. I think it was funny too. We were like trying to convince Brian to drink the rum chata and fireball after he was already like several beers in.
Hey man.
Because you didn't finish it, and I was trying to get him to finish it for you.
Yeah.
Mostly just to see if you liked it.
I didn't hate it because the rum chata part of it was good, but then I hated the fireball part of it. So it was like a 5 out of 10 for me because one of the ingredients I liked and one of the ingredients I hated. So I was very torn. I was very, very torn. I don't know. I'm very picky when it comes to alcohol. Like, there are a lot of, I guess you could call them like elitists when it comes to alcohol. People who like think if you find something bitter or like you think something tastes bad, you're just a pussy, which I don't understand. Because like if I don't enjoy the taste of something, I'm not gonna drink it. Like I know what I like and I know what I don't like. Why would I give myself something I don't like? So there are like certain alcohols like Fireball that I won't drink because I don't like it. I don't think that makes me a pussy. I just think that makes me someone who respects themselves and their taste buds. All right, bye. But like my
I just shift
go-to,
over everything that Peppa Piggy's ever owned.
my go-to alcoholic drink for beer or like something lighter would be Angry Orchard because I love Angry Orchard.
Yeah.
For hard liquor, it's usually rum. My favorite used to be vodka, and then I blacked out on vodka. Homecoming 2018, I think it was. Yeah, Homecoming 2018. I blacked out on vodka, and before that night, I loved vodka. Then Homecoming comes around, and I was mixing it with strawberry lemonade, and I was mixing it pretty strong, but nothing too crazy until the last cup, and I'm talking like full size cup. My last full size cup was 50% vodka, 50% strawberry lemonade. It was the heaviest drink. All right, you're so cool. It was easily the heaviest and like most intense drink I'd ever mixed for myself at 50% vodka. I finished that and I don't remember the rest of the night. Thankfully, I was smart about this and I was just getting drunk with my roommates in my apartment. I wasn't out at a party. Mm-hmm. But I downed that like full size adult cup of 50% vodka. And I don't remember
as opposed
anything.
To a sippy cup of vodka.
Well, I'm just saying, like, some people pour their shit.
I was in like a Discord with you that night, right?
No.
There was one time I was in.
There
a Discord
was one time I was drunk and
gone.
we were in a Discord together, but I remember that night.
And you like blacked out, and I had to remind you what happened.
I remember that the most of that night. I remember we played Overwatch. I just don't remember anything we talked about. That wasn't blackout though, because I at least remember what happened. Yeah. This was the one and only time I consider myself blacked out because, like I said, when I finished that cup, and also to your comment about sippy cup, obviously, like, no one drinks alcohol out of a sippy cup, but, like, some people, like, will use, like, a solo cup or, like, a small cup. I'm talking, like, a dinner.
You're talking like
a dinner cup, something I would sit down and eat a steak with. Like, that's what I was drinking out of. It was a lot of liquor. So I downed that and don't remember anything after. However, there are some traces of what happened due to internet history and phone history. I called my sister and left her a voicemail, which she has played for me, and it was just me telling her to be safe over and over and over again because she was at her college campus at the time by herself. I called you, and you have told me, I never heard this voicemail, but
I think I lost it.
You told me that the voicemail consisted of me telling you we needed a wooden elephant as decoration for our apartment.
Oh, yeah, because I'd sent you... We were looking up, like, dope coffee tables. Because we wanted to have, like, a dope coffee table for the podcast set.
Yeah.
And I sent you one where it was, like, the, like, front of the head, the tusks, and, like, the trunk of an elephant coming... like setting on top of a pane of glass, and then the rest of the elephants were the base of the coffee table, and you thought that was really cool. But you also thought it'd be cooler to just have a wooden elephant.
Yeah, well, I don't believe that to be true anymore. I don't actually want a wooden elephant as decoration for our apartment.
Fuck, I already got like 12.
Another important distinction is when I sent you that voicemail, we weren't living together yet. But I was so drunk. I know, but I was so drunk that in the voicemail I acted as though we were living together, and I wanted to get a wooden elephant right away as decoration for our apartment. So it was just a lot. I don't think I played any games that night. No. But my YouTube history showed to me the next morning when I woke up that I was watching fail compilations while blackout drunk.
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't watched fail compilations since high school, but that's
excellent.
That's something I was doing. So yeah, that was the only night I got blackout. Monday, which when we were recording this on Wednesday was 2 days ago, was the first time I've been drunk since New Year's Eve, and the first time I was drunk in 2020. Which is something I, would like to do more. I like to drink, but I don't want it to be an unhealthy habit. Which is why I've only drank 3 times this year, and only one of them has resulted in me getting drunk. But it is what it is. What can you do about it? I'm trying to stay healthy, and part of staying healthy is cutting out alcohol because it's got a lot of calories. But I say that as I'm going to make myself at least like 4 burgers tonight.
You deserve those 4 burgers too.
At least it's venison burgers, because deer meat is much
Yeah.
healthier, much healthier than regular, like just beef, and especially like
Yo, I got some beef.
I hate you. I hate you so much. Especially beef you buy from the store, because that's like extra processed and such.
Mm.
So, the fact that I'm eating like deer meat that was hunted and prepared fully naturally will make these burgers tonight at least a little bit healthier. But I think the main problem I'm having is I've been eating healthier. I've been drinking water. I'd argue 95% of the liquid I have taken in 2020 has been water. But
The other 5% has been alcohol.
I don't exercise as a problem. So while I haven't really gained much weight this year, I haven't lost any, which was my goal. And I have not achieved that goal. So I need to start exercising. One thing I've thought about doing is just going up and down the stairwell in our apartment, because one of my favorite things to do at the gym before all gyms ever got closed, one of my favorite things to do at the gym were the stair machines
Yeah.
and stair climbers. So maybe I'll do the stairs at our apartment. It'll just look really awkward if one of our roommates catch me doing it. But I don't know. Something I thought about.
Brian and Harrison go for runs. I just do my job. You're going up and down stairs all day.
Yeah, well, our 2 roommates will go for runs around like our town, and I've considered joining them on that, but it's so fucking hot.
Yeah.
It's like
I'll do
it
that
was
in fall.
it was 100 degrees yesterday. Like, I'm not feeling that, dog. I'm really
Yeah, I don't
not.
want to deal with that bullshit.
Yeah. Listen, like I said, at least I'm not
And
gaining
like
weight.
I caught Brian when he came back from one of his runs. He looked like he wanted to die, and I don't want to feel like I want to look like that. You know what I mean?
I don't want to feel or look like that. But that
I
is
don't
how
wanna
you lose
smell
weight.
like that either.
That is how you lose weight. Well, that's my other problem is like I shower normally in the mornings, which means if I want to exercise, I got to do it before I shower. So now I got to get up even earlier, and my sleep schedule is horrible. I don't wake up early. Like, it's just a lot of excuses is what it is for me not to exercise. But
By shower in the mornings, he means when he wakes up, and by that he means 2 to 4 p.m.
I've been waking up real late lately, though today was good. Yesterday, I woke up at 4 p.m. Today, I woke up at 1 p.m., which is
Nice.
good for my standards.
I gotta decide whether or not I'm sleeping at all tonight.
What time do you work tomorrow?
5 a.m.
Oh.
Yep.
You can maybe get it in right after the podcast. I believe in
Maybe.
you. If you finish
But
the
I'll
rest of
feel
that
tired.
pizza. Well, if you finish the rest of that pizza, you might start feeling tired. Eating a fuck ton of food usually puts me right to sleep.
I'm probably gonna eat this 3rd slice and then call it for the pizza.
Well,
However,
I'm trying
I'm
to help you
also-
out.
yo, bro, down a full pizza, that'll definitely put
If
you
you're
to
not
sleep.
going to eat it, at least let me finish the pizza.
Come over here with whatever car you think you have.
Listen, I was talking about this yesterday on stream. Every time I've had the money for a car, something bad happens. Or I just don't find a car that I would like.
You want a 2002 Chrysler Sebring convertible?
I'm good, dog.
Okay.
I've told myself, and I've told you many times, I will never own a convertible, at least not an older one, with, poor supports on, the ceiling, because if I flip, I would rather not be decapitated. Personally.
I'd like to raise you that I've taken turns marked 30 at 55, and the car has not done anything close to flipping.
Congratulations. I was talking about the hypothetical of flipping, not the actual realistic chance of flipping. I just also don't like convertible cars because I usually find them to be more expensive versions of the same model or similar looking models of such a car.
Yeah.
So like
You are paying extra for the convertible top.
For example, I'm not a very big car person, which is why, like I said, I don't have a car yet, even though it's mostly because I've never had the money. I'm usually using all my money on bills.
Well, you don't need one at all.
And also, yeah, I also don't need one. I don't need one yet. But there was maybe one or two chances in my life I could have got a car. The first being right when I graduated college, because my parents had set up, I don't know what they're called. It was like a fund they had going since I was a baby.
Oh, a trust fund.
Basically, they had set up a trust fund. I just don't know. I feel like trust fund has such a negative connotation.
There's not.
But I also don't know what a trust fund is. So maybe it was a trust fund. They had set up a trust fund or whatever when I was a baby to accrue $6,000 for my college. So when I got to college, I used that $6,000 to... I could have used that $6,000 for, like, college, a car, books, or whatever I wanted. What I used it for was paying for my college. So I didn't use it to buy a car. That was the first chance I had to buy a car. The other chance I had to buy a car was about a year ago. I had about $2,000 saved up, which, boy, would I love that right now. Had about $2,000 saved up, and there was a Honda Civic being sold for about $2,200. So I just needed to like make $200 quick, and I didn't really push for it because not only would I have to like work to make $200 more, but I would also start having to factor in car insurance payments into my monthly bills, which would be another stress on my monthly bills along with like rent and school and all that. So I didn't really push for it because I kind of took the more lazy mindset of it. Oh, it's $200 out of my price range right now.
Yeah.
And I low-key regret that, but at the same time I don't, because I have a little note card up there. It's the orange one. And it's kind of a cringy motivational thing I wrote down for myself. Because about 2 months back... No, it wasn't 2 months back. What am I thinking? It was February. Oh my god. That just goes to show you how much this year has blended together since I've been quarantined. That I think February was 2 months ago. Because I haven't really left the apartment since March.
No, yeah.
Jesus Christ. In February, I wrote it down. I paid for all of my bills, and afterwards had $2.05 in my bank account, which was not fun. And I wrote $2.05 down on a sticky note and put it on my whiteboard as like motivation to never be at that point in life again. So I'm glad this again goes back to the Honda Civic I could have bought last year. I'm glad I didn't buy it, because if I was doing car insurance payments every month, it wouldn't have been $2. So I would have gone into the negative back in February if I was paying car insurance. Thankfully, I'm only paying rent, internet, and school monthly right now. That's it. What were you gonna say?
I don't think I've actually been in the negative, but then I remembered that like I've had family members pick up the cost of repairs for my car and then paid them back like right away.
That's fair.
Like with the next paycheck.
I've been in the negative once in my life in the same way, where like I didn't actually go into the negative. I just had to borrow money from my sister, which I then paid her back like a week later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thankfully have never gone into the negative. Those $2.05 were the closest I've ever been to going into the negative. And it was not fun. I'm kind of coming to a similar situation now due to quarantine. So like, thankfully, I've been making some money during quarantine, but I'm going to need to find potentially another job soon if my campus does not go back to in-person classes. So I was, and I have been writing for my student newspaper the last 2 semesters, but with no one showing up to campus, there's no need for a newspaper. So as of right now, I'm going back to campus in the fall, but if the cases keep going up, which they are, there's a chance they go back to online classes, which is what we did for the second half of last semester. And if we go back to online classes, I won't really be writing as much for the school newspaper, which gives me then less work to do and less to get done in my life. I don't know. Like, if I'm not actively writing for my school newspaper, I'll probably have to replace that with just like a waiter job or something. We'll see. Because I don't have a car, so I got to do something close by, and the only things close by are like restaurants, and that's pretty much it.
I mean, I can give you a ride to hard physical labor if you come work with me.
I would rather not. I've said this before on the podcast, but I will say it. I will say it again.
I know.
I have worked 4 manual labor jobs in my life, that being landscaping, hardscaping, landscaping, carpentry. And I never want to do it again. I never want to come home from work sweaty and physically exhausted. So,
yeah.
I'm trying to avoid that at all costs.
No, I understand that.
Yeah. I actually did have some work lined up this summer that I wouldn't need a car for, but that went away during this whole virus, as most places of business are shut down right now. So that's a bummer as well, but I'm trying to stay optimistic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay optimistic. It's given me the opportunity
I just thought of another option.
What's that?
You could go work with Brian.
I could. That's crazy.
Just literally to do that, all you'd have to do is be like, hey, the only hours I can work are the same ones Brian works.
Yeah, I know a lot of workplaces are lenient of such, like they are willing to accommodate such. But yeah, I don't know. What was I saying? I already forget.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just have that bad of a memory that I stopped talking for 1 minute and I forgot.
Fucking goldfish.
I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, no, yeah. The one nice thing about not really working as much lately, though, is it's given me time to stream a lot, which has been fun. Upload to YouTube again for the first time this year, which has been fun. And I've been writing again, which is something I've talked about a lot on the podcast. And I think I said this yesterday on stream. I'm confident that at the very least, the first draft of my novel will be done by the end of summer. If not, having it like in the works of getting published. Like I won't say it'll be published by the end of summer because the publishing process takes so long. But at the very least, it'll be done, if not done and edited by the end of summer. The only thing that'll take time is publishing it. So that's hype. I actually wrote a lot yesterday. I got stuff done yesterday at least, Zach. I was a successful adult yesterday, but today has just been null and void.
What did you try to do today?
So the overarching disappointment today was laundry. I've been trying to do laundry all day.
There's no way that you can do laundry in our apartment. It's bullshit.
Our dryer is breaking right now. It's slowly getting worse. Where like a couple months ago, you would have to do like 2 cycles of the dryer to get your clothes dry. I think I've done 7 cycles of the dryer today. My clothes aren't dry yet. So I haven't been able to fold them and put them away because they're still attempting to dry.
I low-key just started putting them on that dry setting you had and then going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever.
Well, that's risky though, because if they get too hot, there's always the chance of like a fire. So you have to like check on them every once in a while.
Yeah, but if there's a fire, I die.
Okay, but I live here too, idiot.
Yeah, but you'll hear my screams before and the smoke alarm.
Yeah, I would suggest not doing that, is what I'm trying to say, moving forward. Or if you do that, you have to check on it in the middle of the night at the very least.
No.
But yeah, so the overarching.
Brian said he was calling for maintenance for it.
Yeah, so we're gonna get our property manager's like maintenance guy to check it out. It's just annoying because whenever they come is always the most obnoxious time, and it's never when they say they're going to visit. So like we put in a maintenance request. We put in a maintenance request today, and we're waiting to hear back from them. And they'll probably get back to us tomorrow or the next day. And I guarantee you, they'll say, hey, we're going to come on this date at this time. And they won't come at that date or time. They'll come 3 days later at like 6 in the morning. And it's so obnoxious. Never has maintenance or our property manager, who will sometimes just show up to like make sure the place looks fine, never has either of them came on time. They're always late. The last time was the worst one. Our property manager said she was coming to like just do a quick inspection of all the apartments. Didn't do it for about 5 days, and then texted us, oh yeah, it's just not gonna happen anymore. So for 5 days we had the place looking so clean and like proper for no reason. Yeah. So that was annoying. But yeah, it's the laundry.
We didn't live like animals for 5 days for no reason, dude. It's fucking bullshit.
The laundry has been the overarching problem today. But I tried to cook an omelet today, and it just fell apart.
Oh no.
Poor start to the day. I tried to edit a video today, and I've been trying to edit a lot of old footage just to get it off my computer. So I've been going back to like footage I recorded in 2018, and the problem with footage from 2018 is I was so much less entertaining back then. Like some of my stuff back then was entertaining. It wasn't the worst. At least not like when I first started doing YouTube in 2015. Maybe it was 2015. When I first started doing YouTube in 2015, 2016, you would be hard pressed to find a single video that was entertaining. However, some of the content I recorded for YouTube in 2018, but I never got around to editing, some of it's funny, some of it's good, but some of it isn't. So I was trying to edit a video today, and I just couldn't make it work, which is just like a waste of 2 hours of my life. And then Bowser got into the trash, which is like the first bad thing he's done for a while. So that was annoying me. Just a lot has gone wrong today. And I've been trying to keep an optimistic outlook on life because I've gotten a lot done yesterday, and I'm hoping to get a lot done tomorrow. But today was a bump in the road, dog.
Yep.
Like I said, this podcast will be the only successful thing I probably get done tonight. And like editing it and uploading it.
Yeah.
That'll be it. Oh. What have you been up to?
I just realized your wall is like evenly decorated and shit, and then it's just like a fucking barren wasteland over here.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I might edit the framing of this video a little bit because Skype looks so stupid. I wish there was a way to do Skype similar to a Zoom or Discord where we're both the same size. Where we both look the same size on the screen. But instead, you're taking up, like on the video I'm recording right now for the podcast, you're taking up about 70% of the screen, I'm about 30%. It looks silly. This is why no one uses Skype anymore. This is why everyone uses Discord, and Chinese spies use Zoom. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I have to say I'm kidding because someone could easily... Dumb people, I should clarify. Dumb people could easily hear that and like be like, yeah, fuck China, which is not what I'm trying to say. But...
Chinese spies use TikTok.
That one I might have to agree with you on.
I heard it was getting banned in America, and like I clicked on the app on my phone because I had it for like 5 minutes to look up one guy and never deleted it. So they've been spying on me ever since. I'm Alex Jones. But no, I'm just kidding.
It's not proven yet, but from what I've watched a lot of videos on it, and I've also been trying to read some articles about it. It's not proven yet, but there are like some suspicious things the app has done, which is why it's been banned in India, because India is worried about like the information the app is gathering, and there's talks to ban it in America. It's not actually getting banned yet. It's not confirmed. Yeah,
which people on Reddit are being like, "Oh, it's been banned in America. We did it, boys." And I'm just like, "What? No." Also, Reddit is a website that's like run mostly by China. So
Well,
like,
here's my like opinion on it, which is a little bit tinfoil hat, a little bit like logical. I am starting to, from the information I've read and the articles I've read, I'm starting to believe and lean towards the perspective that it is, you know, gathering information for
yeah,
the people who
obvious.
own it. I'm not gonna say the
Yeah,
Chinese government. I'm not gonna say the Chinese government, but at the
yeah,
very
but
least,
the
the
owners.
Chinese company that owns it is gathering a lot of information that they probably shouldn't be.
Yeah.
However, I also kind of compare it to something like Facebook, which is not any better. If anything,
Mm-mm.
Facebook's worse than TikTok. So, like, while both are bad, I find it odd that TikTok's getting all this drama surrounding it when Facebook has been worse for years. Like, Facebook
Yeah.
is terrible for privacy. Like,
Which
especially
is
on
why I
its
only use it to watch The Real Bros of Simi Valley.
especially on its default settings. On its default settings, Facebook knows more about you than anyone really should outside your family and like friends. It's crazy. I didn't know
What
this.
having that is like.
Having friends, you don't know what that's like.
No.
That's okay, Zach. Maybe one day. Probably not, but maybe one day. But I've said this also on the. I feel like this podcast has been a lot of almost retelling older stories on the podcast, but with more information to make them like funnier and more
Like that
substantial.
old story about how I got in a car accident and then broke my wrist, and then that's an old one.
That's a news story, Zach. That happened this week, bud. I think you might have hit your head a little bit in that
No,
accident.
it's been on the podcast 6 times.
Um,
6 times out of our 16 episodes. Yes.
we are in episode 16. Goddamn, crazy to think about. I'm surprised this podcast is still going. But I joined Facebook because I needed to join the Facebook Messenger group for my student newspaper. And that's the only reason I really joined Facebook. I posted a little bit here and there just to like keep my account active so it doesn't look like a burner or something. But on my default Facebook settings, it was sharing my information to my friends more than I would have liked. Like I didn't because I originally only set it up for Facebook Messenger. I didn't really look at my account at all. And then when I finally did look at my account a couple weeks after having a Facebook, I was like, "Oh, anyone who's friends with me knows my phone number and like where I live now. Awesome." So I immediately turned all of that shit off. Like that is so dumb that's on by default. Like why is that on by default? It's asinine. Facebook's the worst. TikTok is bad. And in my opinion, both of them shouldn't exist, or at least they should exist.
Not in the way they do.
Yeah, they should exist with much heavier restrictions. But I'm not gonna go the full like China is spying on us route. I'm not gonna go full conspiracy theorist. I think the Chinese company that owns it, is very likely gathering information on their users, but doesn't necessarily mean like all of China knows where we are. All of China knows.
Now all of China knows you're here.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think it's that intense yet, but who knows? It's honestly a matter of waiting for more information to come out.
Yeah, I think also that
Okay.
I have the same opinion as you,
Nice.
surprisingly. But I think like you know, and like I don't actually have something to say. I'm just buffering for.
I was low key just gonna hold you in that moment and not say anything, just to make you spiral farther and farther downwards into embarrassment.
Yep.
But I'll be a good friend. I'm sad we couldn't use Discord for this podcast, because Discord's really nice for doing like video calls like this.
Yep.
Maybe if we ever have to do this again in the future, like if you still don't have a card by next week, we'll try to use Discord. Hopefully.
That's the next part of the story, is either I'm gonna pay for it to get fixed, or I'm just gonna have them total it and buy a better car.
Mm-hmm.
Buy a car that will not fail me on the regs, And right now, what I'm looking at is 29 ton 29
A
fuck,
29-ton.
a 29-ton baby to just carry me around. No, I'm looking at 2019 Nissan Sentras.
Yeah, and that's a good car. I mean, Nissans aren't bad. That's what my girlfriend has, and she seems to like it so far. Really, you can't go wrong with a Japanese car nowadays because
And
they
we were
just
joking about it before the podcast, but Brian also has a Nissan. So if I get a Nissan, we can just all bully Harrison about the fact that he's the only one with a Chrysler and tell him to get a Nissan.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how it went from 2 of the 3 people in the apartment having a Chrysler to 2 of the 3 people in the apartment having a Nissan. How the turntables.
Potentially. It depends on whether or not my car gets totaled.
Yeah. I mean, is there any word on whether or not your car is like worth fixing right now?
I don't know. We haven't been able to contact our mechanic, so it could very well already be fixed. In which case, I'm going to pay the cost to fix it and then beg them not to total it, because I don't need it to cost me money to fix and then not get it back anyway.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, yeah, I guess that's up in the air. And I kind of find this to be fun because we've done 14 out of the 16 episodes in the studio. And while the studio is definitely better than this setup, it is always nice to mix it up and, give ourselves a new setting for the podcast, even though Skype is arguably the worst setting for the podcast.
Yeah. You know what would be a really good setting for the podcast? 29-ton... Fuck.
God damn it.
A 29-ton baby carrying us to Hershey Park. A 2019 Nissan Sentra. Yeah. Complete with Bluetooth and shit. Because honestly, by that point, a 2019 vehicle better damn well have it.
Yes, that is true.
Like, that should just be standard at this point.
Yeah. But no, even though I'm not going to say this is better or more fun than recording in the studio, it's nice to do something different than always being in the studio. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. And if we do have to do this again next week, we'll have a lot of updates for some of the stories we've told this week.
Yep.
I'm also, I'm hoping you don't have to pay too much, regardless of which route you go.
Yep.
Because
still gotta pay rent.
Yeah. How are you gonna just give me a check this time around?
Regardless, I will make it to the apartment and get you cash.
Okay. Because I can do cash as long as I can get to a bank. Because I don't have a car to get me to a bank. The reason I asked about a check is it's really convenient, and one of the things I do love about my bank, actually, to be fair, I'm very happy with my bank. They've only annoyed me.
I'm happier with my bank.
Okay, cool. Like, this isn't... My dad can beat up your dad. Congrats.
Probably not, though.
I hate you.
My dad still thinks he can take me in a fight. I don't agree with him, but I also don't want to find out, you know what I mean?
I think...
Like, when I was in 7th grade, or 6th grade, I forget, it doesn't matter. I got, well, it does matter because it'd be an entirely different cast of friends between 6th and 7th grade.
Continue the story.
Aside from the point. On a different note from the point. But my dad, I got pissed at my dad and, threatened to try to fight him. And he was he said the most hard-ass thing I think your dad can ever say to you.
Okay.
Legally, which is, you better go and get all your little friends and round them up and come at me together, because even then you're still not going to have enough.
Listen, all I'm saying is I think my dad can beat up your dad. I think the order of operations of who can beat up who is my dad can beat up your dad, and then your dad can beat up you, and then you can beat up our dog Bowser, and then Bowser can beat up me. All right, that's about the food chain there. But yeah, the one thing I like about my bank is I can just take a picture of a check and they'll put the money in my account. Which is why I'm always asking you to give me a check, but I know it's more inconvenient for you, so you give me cash. But I'll listen, as much as I like hold on to cash, it's easier to just take a picture of a check than to ask someone, one of our roommates, for example, just ask one of our roommates, hey, can you drive me to the bank so I can deposit this cash? Like, that's kind of a bummer. Just taking a little picture of a check, that's kind of cool. It makes me feel all, like, technological.
See, but then we wouldn't get all the quality time we get together when we drive to the bank.
You call it quality time. I just, I
You
call
call it hell.
social strategy. Being social with you so
Hello,
I can...
Survivor application?
I joke. I like driving with you, Zach. Like, those Hershey Park drives are always fun. Always a good time. They're always night and day, though. When we are driving to the amusement park, we have so much to say, and then when we're driving home, we're both so fucking tired. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, look at some cows on the side of the road. It's a good time, though.
Yeah.
My sister wants to go with me to Hershey Park, and she asked my dad if she could have one of his 6 tickets he purchased, of which we're not going to need all of them now because I have a season pass. And he just goes, no. So I don't know if we're going to be able to go together, but that could be fun. Just heading out to the park with my sister. Or, like, with my girlfriend, because our season passes that we purchased come with an extra, like, free ticket. We get 1 free ticket to give to someone.
How do I redeem that? Because I want to...
Yeah, I don't know how to redeem the ticket itself, but it's in the app. I found out about it the last time we went. I didn't even know about it the first time.
No, yeah,
So
I don't think I knew either.
I'm trying to open the app right now. If I'm not logged in, I'm not going to log myself in. I'm telling you that right now. I'm not logged in, so I'm not.
Let me check.
I'm not taking the time to log in and find my password for my account. But yeah, so
Self-service account.
we do get, at least I got, and you should too, because you got an even pricier season pass than me. We do get 1 free ticket to the park with our season passes, so that's pretty cool. So maybe me and my girlfriend can go sometime. I don't know. I just listen. It's sad to say, but I'm about a week and a half removed from going to an amusement park, and I already miss it. Like, I want to go back. And it's been 10 days. I don't know. I love me some roller coasters, bro.
Yeah. I've had a lot of fun each and every time that we've gone.
The last time was a little bit more boring than normal because we rode one ride 20 times, but it made for some good content. So
yes. How is that coming along, by the way, that content?
That edit is going well. I would have released that video already. I just haven't decided, because I have like 1 version of the edit done, but I haven't decided if I want to put like an alternative lifestyle twist on it or not. Like, I don't know if I want to make it comedic or just entertaining in the fact that we rode the same roller coaster 20 times.
Make it comedic.
I'm trying, because right now the version of the video I have done is just the basic entertaining one, but I'm gonna try to add in comedy if I can. If not, then I'll just upload the one that I've finished already. We'll see. I don't know. We're kind of almost done here already. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of these episodes lately have been flying by, but we'll see. I hope you well in your car endeavors. And
I hope me well too.
I hope that we can see each other soon, Zach. It's only been...
The good news, actually, about that, by the way,
Yeah.
to tell you and to tell everybody, is every time I've considered my predicament, I've both forgotten I have a savings account I can dip into, or when I was remembering the savings account, I forgot that I get paid tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
that's a nice little...
I have a lot more money than I think I do. I just need to remember it exists.
Well, that's kind of my situation right now. It's like, I'm looking at my bank account and it's so low, and I technically have a lot more money than I think I do because you still owe me money. But, like, I keep telling myself, like, no, I have no money. I need to, like, I need to be super frugal. Which is...
Well, you still need to be super frugal. Frick you for thinking anything else, but...
Oh, well, bro.
Yeah.
No, I mean, hey, listen. I've been trying to save more money lately and spend less on, like, food and stuff, which is just a good thing to do in life, I would argue.
Yeah, in general.
But yeah, I hope you get... I hope you get your life figured out. I hope you find your dad. And I miss you.
Me too, dude.
It's been only
It's
2
been
days.
like 2 days.
And I miss you.
I miss you.
So we gotta hang out again. And
Maybe this time we can go for a nice drive.
a nice drive.
That'd be cool, right?
Stroll through the town. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
But,
I'm gonna be here at my grandparents' house all weekend
mhm.
because they're going camping and I'm house sitting.
Nice. Well, best of luck with that. I'm gonna end the podcast here though, just because it's been a while. Might as well
It's been a while.
end it while we're on a high note. One thing I want to shout out. Usually we just shout out the Patreon at the end of each episode, but I think I want to start mixing it up and like shouting either like a different platform out or our personal social medias out. So what I want to shout out this episode is our Discord, and the reason I'm bringing that one up specifically is because we don't have a Basement Boys Discord per se, but we do have a Discord that you can join, and it's our gaming group. Because the Basement Boys as a podcast isn't necessarily gaming, so our Discord being Basement Boys themed would kind of not make sense. So we have a gaming Discord called the Conestoga Coyotes. It is a meme esports team. It's a fake esports team. It's just kind of a joke we started about a year back. So if you want to join our Discord, we play a lot of games in there, post a lot of memes. It's not necessarily Basement Boys themed, but it has us, the Basement Boys, as the two admins and moderators of the server. So if you want to join that, that'd be fun. It's also a place for a lot of our like Twitch viewers to congregate.
Yeah.
So that's a good time. If not, that's fine. Regardless, we hope you all have a beautiful day. Anything else to add, Zach?
I've never had anything to add.
I know. I just like to give you your piece. I like to make you think you're involved with this podcast when in reality I'm the star.